slice of vinyl at a January sale. Ahoy, hi everybody, and welcome to this little haul video. So, Slice of Vinyl, my local record shop, had a bit of a clearance sale, started on Boxing Day. It finishes in store on January the 8th, which is tomorrow as I record this. First chance I had really to get down there was this morning, January the 7th, Saturday, to have a little browse. Basically, it's just new and sealed stuff that hasn't been selling, it's just been sat in the racks. So, to clear a bit of space, I've reduced it down. And I went and had a look. He'd flicked through it all on his normal Thursday night video. Well, not through all of it, but through bits of it. And I spotted a couple of things that I wanted. These are all really stuff that I wanted in my collection, but I wasn't quite willing to pay full whack for. I did also pick up a new release that came out today, so I'll show that first. I didn't pre-order this for him because he didn't put up a pre-order, but I was hoping he'd get it, and he did. This is Gaz Coombes' Matador, which I think was his debut solo album. So this is a new reissue. I also reissued his World's Strongest Man album. That also came out this week, but I already have 2 vinyl copies of that anyway, so I didn't feel the need to buy a third. It's also not an album I love, although it grew on me after seeing him perform a lot of it live at the Victoria's Festival. But I'm looking forward to hearing this one. I think this is a bit closer to Supergrass. But it's on a nice, very vivid yellow. That's a nice yellow, that one. Yeah, like that one. Sometimes the yellow can be a bit muted, a bit pastel-y, but that's nice and bright and vibrant. So that was $28.99. And yeah, the rest of the stuff is from the sale. So, an early Pulp album, Separations. So, pre His and Hers Pulp, I struggle with. I've got the Countdown 2 CD compilation that covers those years, and I've never loved it. There's the odd track on it that I don't mind, but by and large, not really a fan. I might have to get my knife. Bear with. But yeah, right, I mean, sort of post His and Hers Pulp are one of my favourite bands ever. But as I say, I struggle with the early stuff. So when I saw these were being reissued, I was curious, but I didn't really want to pay 21 quid for it. But I'd happily pay a tenner for Separations. I think this was their last one before Fame. It's got My Legendary Girlfriend on it, which is a good track. I'm willing to, reappraise these on a new listen. But I don't expect any of them to leap into my upper tier rankings. This has also got a download card on it to download some bonus tracks. I say these because there's another one from that series in this pile we'll get to. Proclaimers. This is Angry Cyclist. Again, only a tenner. I've decided with I like the Proclaimers a fair bit. In the sale rack, he did have their most recent album, Dentures Out, but I have that on CD, and I think with Proclaimers, I'll happily pick it up on either CD or vinyl, but I don't feel the need to have both. As long as I've got the album, that will do me. So, for a tenner, more than happy to pick this up. Adrian, I'm sure you are pleased to see this. and indeed Richard McCook. This is their 2018 album. This was a National Album Day release, which I was tempted by at the time, but I have it on CD, but it is an album that I really like. So yeah, I was tempted, but couldn't really justify spending 27 quid on it. But £15, yes please. So, here a knife again. Why do I do these so tight? My Rap Proclaimers one was easy to get into. Here we are, we're in. This is Finley K's, or Finley Quay, rather. Self-titled, was it? Maverick A-Strike. Of course it's Maverick A-Strike. The only Finley Quay anybody really needs. It's written big enough. But this is a great album. It's great when we're together. Sunday's Shining, Even After All. We're all big hit singles. But the whole album, yeah, as I say, it's really good. It's sort of reggae with a 90s, almost Britpop vibe to it. It's very much sort of part of that era, even if musically it's not that similar. So this, you know, that's what I mean by a pale, less striking yellow. Still nice. There's a hint of marbling about it. For my Peter Gabriel collection, I picked up the reissue of his soundtrack for Passion of the Christ, simply called Passion. Soundtrack to Last Temptation of Christ, called Passion. So this is the 2LP, 180 gram vinyl, half-speed remaster with a download card. It was 28 quid originally, which for one of his soundtrack works, that was, but £15, that's a definite yes. So it's not a gatefolding, though it's a double album. We've got download code. And the vinyl. I did have Birdie in the sales rack as well, but I already have that on vinyl. A used copy of that. For my Madness collection, again, this came out in 2022, and I divvied over it, but it wasn't a sort of an essential purchase, day one purchase for me. But, you know, and it would have been 25 quid originally, but for 15 quid, happy to grab the Danger Men Sessions Volume 1. So this is their album. I believe they're all covers. Yes, sort of reggae and ska mainly, although there's some Kinks and Diana Ross, Jose Feliciano. But it's mainly reggae and ska. So yeah, you know, being a covers album, it wasn't, oh yeah, must get that. Some new liner notes by various band members. Yeah, they've just announced that they're reissuing the, what's it called? On the screen. Album, and I've pre-ordered that through Kieran because that's one that I do want straight away. This is the other pulp one. This is It. None of the titles leap out at me. Some of them will be on the aforementioned compilation, but none of ones I think, oh yeah, I recognise that one. straightforward one there. But yeah, this again down from 20 quid to a tenner. And then finally, vinyl wise, again one, you know, I was sort of holding out for a second-hand copy, but they're a band who I've picked up quite a few new copies of their albums anyway. But a Kinks album I needed was Everybody's in Showbiz. So from 31 quid down to 17 for a double album. Happy to grab that. Ooh. I'd say most of their earlier albums I have reissues of, if not all of them. Sort of their later albums I have pre-loved. But obviously, by and large, for reissues work out cheaper, especially if they're on sale for 17 quid. Get in. Again, just black vinyl, so I won't bother getting that out. So yeah, I was, you know, probably browsing for about 5 minutes in total, but I was in the shop for over an hour. It was just me and Kieran there. He made me a coffee and we had a nice chat and catch up. Not seen him since before Christmas. And we always end up talking about various, both business related, both working in retail, and me being a retail manager, I sort of, you know, get a lot of things about his job that maybe other people don't realise. But also, you know, talking about music and autograph collecting and all sorts of stuff. But whilst he was grabbing another CD to put on in the background, and he said, "Oh, do you want this?" So I said, "Oh, yes, please." So this is We Are Scientists' album Huffy. It includes 30 great stickers. Go nuts, individualise the album cover, ruin your car, it's up to you. I know the name of We Are Scientists, don't really know musically what they're like, but a free CD, yes, thank you very much, Kieran. So let's have a look at this. Usually with things like this, it means he's been given a load by the record company, or he picked up some really... I know sometimes he picks them up for like £1 each. But he doesn't sell many. He's got, you know, a huge... Not a huge rack, but he's got quite a few CDs in the shop, but they're not sort of his big seller. And he doesn't tend to get new releases in because he can't compete with the supermarkets. It's one of the things we discussed today, actually. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, thank you very much, Kieran. Looking forward to finding out what that sounds like. Yeah, I didn't browse for pre-loved because I did that just before Christmas, and he's not shown anything since then that I particularly wanted. And you know, I spent over 100 quid on that lot, so I didn't feel the need to top up my spending with any Beatles or Bowie. But I'm sure I've got some pre-orders coming through him this month, so I'll be in there again, I'm sure. But yeah, that's my little slice of vinyl sale haul. Thank you for watching. Can't get this back in. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.